Good morning, it's Lena and John, and we are here with Billy Burroughs. He insists that I call him Billy. This is an interesting way to start the day. If you notice, I am shot already. Good morning, John. Good morning, Lena. Let's let William take it. Okay, good morning, William. Good morning. I'll explain what happened because I'm running this show today. Hello, everyone. It's me, Bill. Lena is good enough to be my channel this morning. I've waited a long time for this particular event. I'll briefly let you know that Lena has been under marching orders since her waking hour this morning at 6 a.m. I got her up early to exercise to the point of exhaustion. And the reason for that is because I need her to be as clear and literally as limp as a rag doll so that I can talk about a couple of issues that are facing humanity today. I'm not here to talk about things like junk, in other words, heroin. I'm not here to talk about, well, Lena, you can show the woman I shot, my wife. I'll talk about that just very briefly. Joan was a victim of foul play. I was an instrument, unwittingly murdered her. What I can say about that is there is great confusion down here on the earth. I'm not making excuses for myself. Not at all. We are all extraterrestrials. We're all children of Atlantis. When you come down to Earth, it's a very, very rude awakening for many of us. Some of us acclimate better than others. I'll give you an example. These two, Lena and John, they're what I call great acclimators. They have to be. They're the head of the Twin Flame mission. But I was not a great acclimator. They've had many lives. I never was down here on Earth before my life as Bill Burroughs. I came down as a very powerful extraterrestrial with the sole purpose of being a messenger and changing the face of humanity. And in some ways, I made some changes, but I was ill-equipped to acclimate. I was ill-equipped to acclimate. I lasted a long time down here. And it's not like I didn't want to cross over. When I shot Joan, my wife, it was a combination of insanity, definitely insanity, from substance abuse and psychiatric dysfunction on both of our parts. But I did know. I did know what I was doing in that moment. That sounded like a gun going off. I don't even know what that sound was. Yeah. I did know what I was doing in that moment. However, it was in my mind at that moment, in my junk-filled, distorted perception of existence in that moment, I was truly convinced that I was putting her out of her misery, because her existence was often very difficult for me to witness and feel responsible for. It was not a fulfilling marriage for her at all. Again, you make choices down here that are not based on sanity. And when there is substance abuse involved, there are dark forces. Okay? The dark forces will step in and control your actions. David. Hi, Dave. Hello. This is kind of a... hi, everyone. It's me, David. It's kind of a... It's a difficult position that Lena is in right now, because this entity, William, Bill, is down here right now. But he's not down here as another human being, as another man who fell to earth, to coin a phrase. Which is what Kurt is, by the way, too. Yeah, Kurt is a man who fell to earth as well. Let's have a look at this. Kurt and Bill. Hi, Kurt. Hi, Lena. Hi, everybody. Hey, Kurt. I was not a great... Me, David, I was not the great... I had to learn how to become an acclimator. It was not going good for a long time there for me in the early days. Kurt, very poor acclimator. Sorry. This is what we're showing you. Examples of poor acclimators. And, you know, we were all extremely, extremely famous, right? That's the common bond. But the acclimation was not within us to sustain. I had to literally drop out of society in my later years in order to function in an optimal way. Bill? Yes, well, I never really felt like I was functioning. I did feel love at the end, something that had eluded me somehow for my life. But I always felt overcome by very negative forces. Doing stupid things to myself predominantly. Let me just show the audience really quick this. This was Bill's last journal entry. Bill Burroughs' last journal entry. Right before he passed away. Love, what is it? Most natural painkiller that there is. Love. Yeah, I figured that out at the very end. And the reason I feel like I was started to really become a peaceful entity at the end was because I knew without a doubt that I was on my way home. Finally. I didn't have to hurt myself anymore. I didn't have to make a mess anymore. I didn't have to think about the lives that I ruined and destroyed anymore. I could go home to the Great God and the Great Mother and start working on repairing all the damage I had done down here. And my main concern was that I not have to come back down here. Right. I see. And so even though you committed murder, well, it wasn't... See, every case is absolutely different. Every case of every soul is absolutely different. So in other words, a Ted Bundy or a Jeffrey Dahmer is not going to get the same tribunal treatment that a William Burroughs will get. So my function now is as a full-blown extraterrestrial, traveling around as a peace mediator and a ascended educator, showing and talking, showing and telling, William Telling. William Tell! Oh my God. Don't even say it. I know. No pun, but honestly, really. Telling my truth to other races throughout the universe as a prime example of how acclimation can be very elusive once you get down to this planet, Earth. Are there other planets where... There are other planets that are not only inacclimatable, but also very hostile. Hostile, yes, there are hostile places out here. We don't venture there. I don't. No. Oh God, that's scary. You can't... Okay, this is what I wanted to talk about. Important. He's got notes, folks. Yeah, I made notes. I told Lena, I know it's hard, Lena. You feel like a fish out of water, literally gasping for breath sometimes down here. It's because you're doing time on Planet 9, and you are a fish out of water. You're a mermaid that never wanted to get out of the water, but yet here you are because you volunteered to get out of the water for a short amount of time just to see if it was survivable. You have proven to yourself that it is survivable, but now what? We are all alien missionaries. Some of us do our job better than others. Some of us are not cut out for certain stations in this army, this peaceful army. All of us are telepaths. We are all telepathic. Some of us cannot handle the telepathic journey once they are down here. The reason for that is because there are so many sick minds down here that nobody can put up with listening to all that shit all day long. The reason there are so many sick minds down here is because so many dark forces were allowed to infiltrate this race called humanity. There is just so much I can cover in this segment. I will have to come back. Alright. But please do go on about the telepathy because, yes, the empaths suffer. Now, Lena, you are an empath. Beyond question. You know that I've been trying to get through to you for a long time, and you have been shutting me out because of some very diseased thoughts that I have harbored about this planet. I am sorry about that. I have never meant to upset you or get you jaded to the art of telepathy. I understand completely, and that's why John literally turned me off for a couple of years until I was fit to come back as a little bit gentler messenger. Right. My warning is just when it gets to be too much, all the telepathy. Pray to Mother and Father to take the visions and the voices down a notch. But don't turn them off, Lena. Because there are messages that you need to hear and that you need to pass along. The reason? Humanity needs a savior. And it seems like a tall order, but you're not the only savior down here. John and the rest of us count on you to set an example for the other missionaries. Now, for a long time, your fellow missionaries down here who claim to be educators turned your station down, so they didn't want to hear you anymore. You know why? I don't know why. Well, it's a number of reasons, but your fellow psychics and empaths down here are either just looking to make money for themselves, and they're so very ego-driven and can't share the limelight of psychic wonder, and yet they're misusing their psychic abilities. And what that does is it lets dark forces come in. So these other psychics are bringing in dark energy in the form of celebrity impersonators. Oh my God. Yeah. That's why we have to come back, because this is a lot to talk about. Can we cut it at the 18 mark? Yes. And I'll be back. We'll talk about when I'm coming back. Right. Bill Burroughs, folks. Yeah. Bill Burroughs on the subject of John. It's heavy. Let's take a break. Thank you. All right. We'll see everyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.